Hi there, you found Queen V Crafts, my channel all about my crafting life. My name is Eve, my pronouns are she, her, and today is Flosstube episode number 25, a milestone, if you will. 25 videos in, I'm still loving being able to chat my cross stitch with y'all, and I'm excited to share all the things that I worked on in June. Today is July 1st, so very apropos to film my June recap. I've got a little bit of everything today. A finish, several starts, some WIPs, and then we'll chat about my plans for July and acquisitions that I gathered in June. Alrighty. Well, let's dive right in. My first finish, and only finish for June, was a small piece from this pattern, which is Imprints, Berries and Blooms by Heart and Hand. I only stitched the strawberry for June, which is the Strawberry Moon SAL, hosted by Marjorie Maid, and I stitched this one up I think in like 2 days, or a day and a half. Here's what it looks like. I'm a little annoyed when I ironed this one. A couple of flecks of water that are in my iron, since it's like a steam iron too, got on this fabric and made these marks, and some over here. It might just have to be the way that it is, but I am going to see if there's anything I can do about that. Anyways, here is Imprint Berry. I stitched this one on 40 count Vanilla Bean from R&R Reproductions, and I converted the colors from the called for to Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red and Gentle Art Grain with Envy. And I do plan on using Ribbon Red for the red in blooms, which I might do this month. Unclear, we'll see. And then I'll have to pull like the other colors, like a teal blue for that one, so I will pull something from my stash for that one. But here is Berry. It's so cute. This one was a start and finish since I last filmed. I started on June 8th and finished on June 9th. It, like I said, very quick. I absolutely love how cute this is. It's so small because I stitched it on 40 count. Like, is little. I think it's only like 3 inches tall. So we'll see how I decide to finish this one, but it is a finish. I don't think I said, since it's on 40 count, I used 1 strand over 2. Alright, that was my only finish. If I just focused on pieces, I would have more finishes, but let's talk about some new starts. My first new start for June was this piece by Marumi Designs. This is their newest release. It's called Against the World, and it's beautiful. I love the monochromatic of it. I'm also doing mine monochromatically, but kind of with a twist. So here is what that looks like. So I am stitching mine on 40 count maple sugar. Floss Maple Sugar from Lakeside Linens, and I'm using a Pirate and Robin floss called Glam Pride. Stitching 1/2, and I am loving the variegation in this floss. It looks so cool. This one I started on June 22nd, and I am very happy and excited to continue to work on this one. This will come out probably for some challenges, but also then definitely if I'm not done before next June, it will come out again in June for Pride. So, against the world. Alrighty. Next new start is Strawberry Goose Witch by Fine Frog Stitching. I apologize for any background noise. My dog is in here with me. This one I started because Strawberry Moonsal and also Laura, who is stitching by the shore, said that she was going to stitch this one, and I said, oh, I have that. I want to join in too. So here is my start on Strawberry Goose Witch. I am stitching her on 40 count Gaia from Atomic Ranch, and I'm using all the called for DMC 1/2, and she's so darling. I absolutely love her. This is kind of all I want to stitch on right now, which is kind of crazy, but I just absolutely love her. I'm geeked. She's so cute. That's why she's still in a Q-snap, because I actually was working on her this morning. And we'll see if I continue to work on her the rest of the day or if I switch projects. It is July, so I could start tackling WIPGO if I wanted to. Anyways, yeah. And I don't know if I said, but I started that one on June 24th. The final new start that I have to show you is Rainbow Crossing from Silver Creek Samplers. This one is very meaningful to me. I lost my dog 9 years ago on the 25th of June, and she kind of meant the world to me. I picked her out when she was a puppy and I was 5 years old, and she lived until I was either a junior or a senior of high school. So she was there for, you know, my childhood. Growing up, we got to basically grow up together, and I miss her every day. And so I've decided I wanted to stitch this piece so that I could hopefully get it done by next year on the 10-year anniversary. But yeah, so here's Rainbow Crossing. Again, this one's in a Q-snap because it was started on June 25th, and I've been working on it kind of on and off in between Strawberry Goose Witch, and this is the progress I've made so far. I'm stitching on 18 count Mystic Rain from Millennial Fabrics, which was the fabric of the month. I'm hoping that they release this as part of their permanent line because it's like the perfect sky blue situation. I am stitching with the called for DMC 2/1, and I really love how this is looking so far. I think the next time that I put this on my stand, I'm going to try to work through the top section of words, since I've already done the outlining of all the clouds at the top and filled out the rainbow. So that should be fun, and I am really hoping to be able to get that one done by next year. My lighting is weird. I kind of look washed out, so I apologize. Alright, new start's done. Let's talk WIPs. The first work in progress I have to show you is my Stardew Valley map by ChiChiZeKitty. I have been trying to make consistent progress on this one throughout this year. My goal is to reach 50% by the end of the year. I think I'm at 28%. I can double check really quick if my tablet cooperates. 28.89%. So I'm almost to 29%. I'm almost to 30%. Getting close. Here is where it was the last time that I showed it. And here is where I am now. So I kept working in the top right, working the diagonals down. I think I finished out this diagonal and I started on the next one. I'm starting to feel like, I'm not going to keep to strict diagonals. Like, if there are some colors that are just like 1 or 2 stitches outside, I'm just going to do those. That is what it's looking like up close. The parked threads are a little crazy, but it is very nice to not have to start threads. That they're just there. So I am excited to keep working on this one. I go through phases of how I feel about full coverage. Luckily this one is not a very big full coverage, so finishing it will be an accomplishment, but it's also like, okay, I know that I can do full coverage, I was able to complete one. And Stardew Valley is stitched on 16 count easy grid with the called for DMC 2/1. Alrighty. Next up, I worked some on Strawberry Milk from Annie B's. I've been trying to figure out the colors, and I picked a color conversion for this one, but you don't really know what that's gonna look like until it's stitched. So hold on one second, I have to deal with this dog. Alright, so sorry about that. I had to deal with the dog. Strawberry Milk looked like this the last time that I showed it, and it looks like this now. This one I'm stitching on 40 count toe beans from Be Stitch Me with a conversion I came up with, Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art, I think some DMC, just because the tones of the original called for were not going to work on my fabric. So that's what that looks like. And this one is super fun to stitch. I feel like I say that about a lot of my projects, but it's true. All right. Next piece is How Doth the Little Busy Bee from Modern Folk Embroidery. This was one of my June WIPGO calls. And when I spun my wheel for the stitch count, it said stitch on this piece for 975 stitches. I unfortunately did not hit 900 and what was it? I don't even remember what is it, 975, but I did get 574 stitches. Up is where it was before and where it is now. So the entire border has connected. I've done the vine that runs all the way through and 2 full sides of border. So next time this one will come out, I'll have to decide whether I want to start stitching on the center or if I want to get more done on the border. My original thought process was to get the border done first so that I'm not stuck with boring border stitching at the end. But we'll see how I feel. This one is stitched on 36 count Blue Moon from Be Stitch Me using Classic Colorworks Honeycomb, I think. It's either Honeycomb or Queen Bee. I think it's Honeycomb. That sounds right. And that is what that looks like a little bit closer up. 1 strand over 2. And there is that one. The other piece that was called for WIPGO was Cosmic Lover by Medusa Dollmaker, charted by Gecko Rouge. I feel like I made pretty decent progress on this one. When I spun my wheel for stitch count, it said do 925 stitches, and I managed to do 1,018 stitches. So here's where it was before and where it is now. I think I like this one even more than Stardew Valley, just because it's 1 strand, and I think my stitches look really good even though it's 1/1 on 28 count. I think it's just super fun. It's easy stitching for me, especially since I'm up here in kind of predominantly background same color situation, so it's very easy to just do back and forth and fill in these diagonals. So there is Cosmic Lover. Next up is the Extraordinary Bird Stitch Along. This one I spun for my SAL a month last Flosstube. So I was working on this during June. Here is where it was the last time and what it's looking like now. I'm still just chipping away at the frame, mostly working just the 310 in. There was a time where I was like, I'm so bored of 310, let me fill in just the little colors up here, And I did that, so little spire thing at the top is done. Spire, I guess is what it would be called. My plan on this, and kind of all of my mystery stitch alongs that come like frame and then pieces, I'm going to just finish stitching the frame in, you know, whatever time, how long it takes me. And then when I spin my SAL a month and it lands on ones that have the frames done, I'm gonna stitch like the first part that was released, or the next part, whatever it is, and get that done in the month. And so it'll take me a while to get through all of my mystery stitch alongs at that rate, but I've said it before, it's not about finishes for me. Like, if you are someone who loves seeing finishes on a channel, you probably won't find them here. I get maybe 10 finishes a year, and it's about the process of stitching for me, not so much the finishes. But here is Extraordinary Birds on 40 count Luna Moth from Bestitch Me, 1/2 with the called for DMC. Alrighty. I have one project left to show you, and I pulled this one out right around the last day of spring just to get a little bit more into it. This is Seasonal Courier's Robin Spring from Robin Pickens. It just celebrated its 1-year birthday, and that seems kind of crazy to me because this piece is actually small. Like, in the grand scheme of all of my WIPs, this one is relatively small and easy to stitch on, so it shouldn't be taking me this long. But here's where it was the last time and where it is now. So I know for sure that that little robin wasn't there the last time, so now there's a bird on here and he's so cute. I'm stitching this one on 14 count fiddler's cloth, Charles Craft, DMC, whatever. It's from the craft store. And I'm using 2 strands of the called for DMC over 1, and I am having so much fun with this piece. It's super easy to stitch. Like, DMC, 2 strands, 14 count. Honestly, it's one of my favorite, like, easy stitching pieces. Honestly, I'm shocked it's not done yet. So that will definitely come out a couple more times. Hopefully this year. Maybe it'll come out for some stitching prompts. If not, my goal is to have it done by its WIP birthday next year. So that is Robin Spring and all of my projects that I've worked on in June. So let's go into plans, which includes my challenge journal. So I'm going to show you what this looked like for me for June. So up at the top I have WIPGO, the numbers that were called, the projects they are, and then how many stitches, and you know, the actual number. If Pick-A-WIP, so the 2 prompts for June were a strawberry project. I could have put either Imprints Berries in Bloom or Strawberry Goose Witch in there because I did Imprints first. That's what I put in. And then the most colorful WIP I chose Against the World because holy moly, that floss is crazy variegated. I Spy, I really wasn't able to fill in a ton of prompts. I wasn't like, everything that I pulled out to stitch predominantly like was for a goal. So I just filled in the ones that I knew I could, that correlated. The Crafts and Books acrostic was Solstice. I got 5 filled in there. And then this at the bottom here is where I was keeping track of temperature stitching on Stardew Valley. I think that I still do want to kind of keep that a little bit. I won't do it every day, but the days that I do want to work on it, that's kind of the amount that I'm going to aim for, is the putting the amount of stitches in that correlates to the low temperature for that day. So usually it's like 70 something stitches, and because it's full coverage and I'm changing colors a lot, it takes me like an hour or hour and a half at most to do 70 stitches on that one. So that is, oh, and then the bottom too, my SAL month was Extraordinary Birds. Let's flip over to July. I have the WIPGO numbers and their projects already put in here. I have the prompts for Pick-A-WIP. I have the prompts for I Spy. The Crafts and Books acrostic is Ice Cream for July, so that'll be fun and exciting. Let's go ahead and spin my wheel, and we will put the SAL that I will be working on this month in that box. Pull up Tiny Decisions and get to SAL a month. So this is the wheel that I have for all of those projects. I've blacked out the ones that I've already worked on this year, and we're going to spin and find out what I'm working on in July. Oh, it's gonna be No Time Like the Present. Nice. I am excited about that. No Time Like the Present is by Modern Folk Embroidery. If you haven't seen it, it was the stitch along for 2024 last year, and I did not get as far into it as I wanted to, so I will continue to work on that one a bit more this month. So I'm going to just put that in here. No time like the present. Because I'm writing on my lap, my handwriting is atrocious on that, but it does not really matter. So there, I put that one in the bottom. Let's go ahead and spin for WIPGO. The stitch counts. So the WIPGO calls for 2 and 16. For me, 2 is Pokey All. Do I have that one handy? I thought I did. Oh, I just piled my stuff on top of it. Hold please. So 2 is Pokey All from Lord Libidin. Looks like this. This full coverage is big. Let's see how many stitches I'm going to be putting in this month. Oh, we're gonna have I thought it was gonna be 1,000. I've had 2 very stitch heavy months for WIPGO, and this month we're only going to aim for 510 stitches, which is very doable. I'll probably easily surpass that goal. So that is awesome. 510. And number 16 is Serena Sprout by Autumn Lane. And that's where I am on that piece. Let's see how many stitches we're doing on Serena Sprout. And, oh, it's going to be high. 930. Okay. It's kind of funny that the even bigger piece got the less number. Oh well. 930 will be what I aim for on Serena Sprout. And that will do it for challenges and setting that up. So other plans that I've got, Christmas in July, I have 2 holiday themed projects that are like from 2023. I don't have any others, I don't think. I might, I'm just not thinking of them, but those 2 are like on my oldest WIP list, like, and they're small too. So I will pull out Snowy Reindeer from Country Cottage and Snow Globe, which is a freebie from DMC. So those will get some stitches as well during July, as well as my patriotic pieces. So Free and Brave from the Drawn Thread, and Red, White, and Blue Sampler from Erin Elizabeth. Those will both be touched a little bit in July as well. And then we'll see what else I feel like. Work has been a little bit crazy. I did get a promotion, so I am part of the management staff now, as one of the customer experience managers. So I don't have nearly as much time as I used to stitch, so my weeks kind of consist of working a lot, and then on my days off, chores and whatever else I can stitch in between chores. I get 2 days off, but they're not usually back to back, and that's a little frustrating. So I will continue to stitch when I can and try and get goal stitching done first, and then Christmas in July, because those pieces are older, and then what I can on my patriotic stuff, I will do that. I might the smaller patriotic piece I might stitch on 4th of July. We'll see. Unclear, but I would like to put stitches into both of those. I think that's all plans that I have, so let's talk about the acquisitions. I was very good. I don't have a ton to show you this time. This month, or June, I did make several purchases, like kind of big purchases towards the end of the month that haven't come in yet. So this, haul is very small, and next time will be significantly more. So I have first of all, if you are not a huge fan of watching people talk of their purchases, thank you so much for being here up to this point. I hope you come back and chat with me some other time. But if this is where I leave you. Thank you so much. If you are staying for the rest of the video, here is the thread pack from Thread the Needle that Athena Stitching Goddess Designs curates. That's who it's inspired by, and the colors. And that's what those colors look like. And that was very good. I only bought thread, or at least I only have thread to show you. I went to 3 Stitches for their second Saturday group. Those individuals are so fun, and I love getting to stitch with them and laugh with them and make plans, and just, it's such a fun time. But every time I'm going on second Saturday, I am adding to my fancy floss stash by buying 5 colors in Classic Colorworks and Gentle Art, like alphabetically, until I've caught them all. Pokemon reference. Basically, I fill in my Notion every time I receive thread, and I just go down the line. The ones that I don't have yet, I add. So this trip, I was able to add Gentle Art Current, Daisy, Dark Chocolate, which is Tangled, Dark Chocolate, Deep Forest, and Deep Sea, and Classic Colorworks Bunny Honey, Candy Corn, Cappuccino, Caribbean Waters, or Caribbean Waters, however you'd like to pronounce it. I'd say Caribbean. And Caramel. So those will now be able to be put into my fancy floss like collection. Just keeping on this ring so that I could just like not have to crinkle the bag open and everything. And those are all ready to be put away. I would like to, at some point this year, I think I would like to get my craft room to a point that I can do a craft room tour. It's not much, but right now it's kind of a mess. I come in here to stitch and I kind of ignore the piles of random things that I've acquired, because I just sit here and I stitch, and then I get up and I go to bed, and cleaning in here kind of never happens. So I think another goal for July, when I have time, if I have time, I'd like to tidy up in here, be able to show you what my craft room looks like, and where I store all of my craft supplies in the closet in here, or a good majority of them. And yeah, I might do some other extras the rest of this year. I am enjoying filming more. The first half of the year has invigorated me. I do like the monthly wrap-ups for my regular floss tubes, but it feels like there's too much space in between recording. So I think there might be some extras coming down the line, but we'll see. Is that it? Is that everything that I have to say? I think so. Alright, I super appreciate all y'all for being here. Episode 25, yay, that's like a huge milestone to pass for me. I think I said this when I hit 10 videos too. Like, I did not think I would be doing this for 25 videos, let alone like 2 videos. And I just want to thank each and every one of you who has been here, who has joined me along this journey and really helped make it worthwhile. I love talking about my stitching, and getting to share the beautiful projects that are out there in the world with y'all. If you are here for the first time, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see what I've worked on, and if you liked it, consider subscribing so you see more from me. And I will be back end of July, beginning of August, with another one of these wrap-up videos. We'll see if anything else gets filmed in the meantime. I did film my mid-year WIP parade. That one's going to take a little bit of editing to get ready to go, so I don't know which one of these videos you'll have seen first, which one will be posted for it first, but that's coming down the line. And then some other extra fun stuff in there, and yeah, I'll let you all go. Thank you again, and until next time, happy stitching. Just as surprised as you.